Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a while, and I apologize for that. If I look like crap, that's because I feel like crap, and I'm tired. I'm not going to lie, I'm tired. Uh, that's one of the things that, as caregivers, you're going to get tired, and that's okay. You're going to feel weak, and that's okay. You're going to feel like you're powerless, and that's okay. You're going to get angry, and that's okay. It's just that you have to recognize when those emotions happen and try to make sure that the person you're caring for doesn't sense your negative emotions. Sometimes that's impossible. Unfortunately, Karen has seen me not feel well. She has seen me be a little bit down. You cannot, not everybody can keep up the positive rah, 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 let's go. We're going to beat this. We're going to get better. Everything's going to be all right. Not everybody can keep that up 24/7. And that's okay because none of us are perfect. But as long as we recognize that, and at the end of the day, we know that we've done everything that we can possibly do to keep our loved one as healthy and happy as possible, then I can sleep no matter what limited hours. I could sleep peacefully knowing that I did all I could. And if you're a caregiver, I'm sure you identify with this. And once we have a permanent apartment and I can build some subscribers and do videos more regularly, we'll be able to go live. I have a lot of plans. I'd like to make it a call in venue at some point. I'd like to, I want to hear everybody else's story. I don't just want you to hear my story. Like when I watch TV or the tablet, I'm a documentary person. I throw myself into documentaries because I'm interested in everybody else's life. Um, I find I learn a lot about people, about the human condition, about society, about, I just like to learn things every day. I'm 53 and I don't want to stop learning. At 53, I still feel like I haven't lived my life yet. And that's because, I like to give, and that's where my validation comes from. But it used to be unhealthy. I used to have that in an unhealthy way. That's because, full disclosure, I'm an adult child of alcoholics. And when you are ACOA, you want to know what's going to happen next because as you were growing up, you never knew what was going to happen next, as in my case. I'm going to get into that story another day. But I have a big heart, and the big heart and the giving and the love that I got was from my mother. I know that for a fact. And to some extent, my dad, but mostly my mother. It's gotten to me in trouble because I never knew how to say no. And that would force me into situations where I couldn't please everybody. And trying to please everybody gotten me into a lot of issues over the years when I was younger. But I learned, and I'm still here, and I'm still fighting, and I'm still alive. So let's get into what has happened since the last video I made. Karen was hospitalized in the last week of January. On a Thursday, she was rushed to the Mid Hudson Hospital in an ambulance because after her treatment of dialysis, her blood pressure was insanely low, insanely low. And I was terrified. So when they called and said they were sending her in an ambulance, I had a lady downstairs here from the hotel take me to the hospital. Now, her car is old and it was very cold and it took 15, 20 minutes to warm up. And the ambulance had a 40-minute head start on us. And when I got to the hospital, we got there at the same time. And the reason for that was, of all things, on the main road, Route 9, going into Poughkeepsie, where the hospital is, there was a car fire. And the ambulance didn't use their lights and sirens. So that brings me to the question, what is the point of an ambulance if you don't use your lights and sirens? And Karen was in stress, so I don't understand how we both got there at the same time when she had a 40-minute head start and she's only 2 minutes away from me. So that was one thing I can laugh about now. Because when I got into the ER, I'm like, where's my wife? Where's my wife? And the security guard's trying to calm me down. And they're like, no, your wife just got here. I'm like, what? So we didn't know what was wrong, but I knew she was having problems because, as I've told you before the hospital, she was experiencing severe drops in her pulse ox every time she moved or even, any kind of movement. So the strangest thing was when they were doing the tests on her, they could not find the lung disease that she was diagnosed with last year. Interstitial lung disease with nodules, lower lobe reticulation, ground glass opacities. And they couldn't find any of that. They're like, oh no, her lungs are clear. But the oxygen still helped her when they put it on her in the hospital because her pulse ox stayed 99, 100. So that indicated that she has pulmonary hypertension and pulmonary hypotension, and goes back and forth between the two. And the pulmonologist said the only thing that's going to fix that are the transplants. So time is of the essence. And I'm hoping that she's still a candidate for a transplant. Judging by her health right now, I have to be honest with you, I don't know. I can't make that call. A year ago, I would say yes. But this dialysis has manifested itself kind of like chemotherapy, just without the hair loss. Because Karen still has episodes after treatment where she comes back here, and if I give her a snack an hour after or 2 hours after treatment, she'll throw up. And she still has major fatigue, major tiredness, even with the oxygen. So that's scary. Her gastroparesis will manifest itself sometimes without her even knowing. And she's either constipated or she has diarrhea. It's been a slow and steady decline, and I've had to change my routines. And as a caregiver, routines are very important to both you and the patient, because especially a routine that's positive for both of you. Everything has had to slow down immensely. When I dress her, everything has to be individually put on, and then a 2 to 3 minute break in between, even with the oxygen on. That scares me. That scares me a lot. Her lack of appetite scares me a lot. The throwing up obviously scares me a lot. But I've found now that I've had to wait 8 to 9 hours after a treatment for her to want to eat. It's very scary. I feel like I'm watching, even though I'm trying to repress these thoughts, I feel like I'm watching her slowly die. And I hope that's not the case, and I pray that's not the case. I am taking as good care of her as I possibly can. I promise you all. And I'm not going to give up hope, and I'm not going to let her give up hope. It's the short-term memory loss. That's another thing that's very scary. I just hope that doesn't become even more profound, because she'll forget something that I told her yesterday or something that we saw on television the day before. But she does remember our life, and when our anniversary is coming up on the 19th. We'll be married 13 years, and she remembers all of that, but the small details, little things, she completely forgets. A lot of times she'll wake up from a nap and she'll say, "Honey, what day is it again?" And that hurts. It breaks my heart when she has to do that. Everything that she goes through breaks my heart. The dialysis place, I'm telling you, they sometimes break their promises. There was supposed to be a doctor there every week. The doctor never, hardly ever shows up, once a month. The dietitian is supposed to meet with her every week. Well, I had that under control, but she hasn't shown up in a month. She called us last night on the phone. We don't get much support. I have a cold, by the way, as you can tell. I'm sorry. The social worker, hardly ever around. I have to chase everybody. And I'm still fighting with the insurance company to get Karen back on the catastrophic illness list so we can get the extra $75 a month in food, healthy food money. We had to file a complaint with MVP, and they're like, well, you have to wait 4 to 6 weeks. I'm like, 4 to 6 weeks? And it's a mistake that you made. If she doesn't have a catastrophic illness, who does? You have all her records. I don't understand. And they have no answer for me. And I call almost every day. Her care manager doesn't know anything about it. Doesn't know anything about it. He can't do anything about it. This has to go to high ups, the administration. I don't understand what's going on. Why we're being pushed aside like this. We knew it was going to get reduced, but we didn't know it was going to get cut altogether. That's just a mistake on their part because she's definitely entitled to it. So it was shocking to me when I was under the impression that the oxygen was going to improve her quality of life immensely. It improves her as far as not being in distress, but she still has the same level of fatigue. She still has the memory loss. She still has trouble walking more than 5 steps. She tries. I give her so much credit. She tries, but she just can't do it. She gets lightheaded, dizzy. And it depends on how many liters they take from her at dialysis. And we went to the doctor yesterday, our regular general practitioner, and he only works 2 days a week because he's older and he's retiring soon. But he has hundreds of patients. So when you go there, you have to be prepared to wait. However, the lobby, the waiting area, ice cold. I had a blanket around Karen, her jacket. And then the receptionist felt so bad, she came out and wrapped her coat around Karen, and she was still cold. It took an hour and 10 minutes till they called us in. And by the time they called us in, Karen was so dehydrated, they couldn't get blood from her. So we got to go back. So we went there for almost nothing. So we're going to have to find a new GP soon. We have a new cardiologist we're going to be going to shortly because they never did the echocardiogram in the hospital. They did EKGs, but it's possible that the pulmonary hypertension she might have a clogged artery in her heart that needs to be angioplasty or stented. I don't know if they'll be able to do that operation in the health she's in now, but that is a possibility. That might be a contributing factor to why she's feeling the way she is. But the pulmonologist said the only thing that's going to fix her now is a transplant. She has no lung issues. That's scary. So, because of paperwork and administrative BS, We're not moving out of here for another 10 days. I'm looking at the calendar. That's why I'm looking to the left. I have pushed everybody as far as I can push them. I have pushed myself as far as I can push myself. I've done everything I can do. If I'm not taking care of Karen, I'm on the phone trying to facilitate something that will benefit her. I'm always learning every day. I do everything I can to be conscious of how she feels. And most importantly, if God forbid she is on the decline and on the way out, I'm trying to enjoy every second I have with her, every conscious second I have with her, that we can smile or laugh or have fun. I am trying to enjoy it because I want to savor it, because I don't know how much longer we have together. And I can't think of a life, imagine a life without my bear, without Mama Bear. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to break down like this, but things are just so difficult. And I don't know why. She doesn't deserve this. She never hurt anyone in her life. She never hurt anybody in her life. I promise you she hasn't. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, and I'm so tired, and I don't feel good. So yes, I'm using this as an outlet. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. This is just what I'm going through. I do this every day, and I'm able to bring myself out of it. But if you're watching this, I'm assuming you care about us. So this is what it is. I'm tough when I have to be, but I am not that guy. I've never raised my hands to anyone in my life, ever. It's just not part of my nature. I lead with my heart. And up until about 10 years ago, I had a hard time saying no and creating boundaries. And sometimes it's still a struggle. But I know that I count and I'm important now. Because for many, many years, I had a horrible self-esteem and I hated myself. That is over because I don't hate myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm a damn good husband and I'm a damn good caregiver. And I'm a damn good friend to everyone, even though I've needed more help from friends than they have been able to get from me. But I am there for everyone who needs me. And at the end of the day, I hope that counts for something. So thank you for watching, everybody. Bear with me. Let's pray for good news. And if you having problems, you need to vent, feel free to email me. You can, Brian Neary, one word, make sure you spell Neary right, at gmail.com. It's one word, Brian Neary at gmail.com. You can email me your thoughts, you can vent, I will answer everyone at some point. Okay? All right, everybody have a good weekend. If you're one of my fellow OP Live fans, I'll see you on Twitter tonight. Hopefully we'll have a good weekend watching the show. To be honest with you, it's not the same for me because Mama usually falls asleep right after the beginning of the show. Sometimes I'm able to get her, she's awake, but most of the time she's asleep. But she loves you guys, and she thanks you for all the moral support and all the support you've given us throughout this journey. Seems like it's been forever. Okay? We care about you. We love you. We're praying for you. And we're praying for our troops. We're praying for all these police officers we've lost lately. It's astoundingly horrible. They're our heroes, and we love them and we appreciate them. And we love and appreciate you. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, more importantly. And cherish the ones you love, because you don't know how much time you have left with them. Okay, bye-bye, guys.